Greetings, everyone. Welcome once again to this YouTube channel. I'm also welcoming you to this YouTube video. Today we'll be dealing with maps and scale. This is a relevant topic for learners during grade 11 and grade 12. So we'll be answering this question, which is question 2. This is question 2 of a trial examination 2021 in Gauteng province. So I'll be showing you how to answer this kind of question. So if you look at this question, the first thing that we need to know is to study our map route. So we have a Buffalo Marathon and half marathon route map. The starting point is 42.2 kilometers. Then it moved to 39 kilometers from McLean Town. We also have a cut-off time at 10:30 for full marathon runners. This cut-off time is only for full marathon runners. You must not forget that. And then the very same cut-off time for full marathon runners, it becomes a starting point of a half marathon runners. So you see there the marathon continue up to the buffs. That's where it ends, even though it is not written, but using our general knowledge by looking at that sign that indicates the location, you can see that we are having this very same sign on the starting point. It also appears on the starting point of a half marathon. We also have the very same sign at buffs, so it indicates that this is our ending point of this marathon. So there are people who are gonna start at 42.2. There are also people who are gonna start at a half marathon, which is at cut off time, 10:30. Another important thing that we have here is to understand that people who are running a full marathon, if they fail to reach a cut-off time before 10:30, they are going to be disqualified. You must not forget that all people who are participating in the full marathon, if they fail to reach the cut-off time before 10:30, they will be disqualified. That is the importance of having this cut-off time in a marathon. So this is the only information that I can say that is more important. And again, maybe I can just add by not forgetting the distances that we have here. We can see that from the starting point to McLean Town, we're having the difference there, which is 42.2 minus 39. You'll find that this difference. And again, if maybe they ask you to calculate the distance between McLean Town to Mpongo Town off, you just have to calculate the difference. It's gonna say 39 minus 33 there. The distance from McLean Town to Dairy Farm, you must also find the difference, say 39 minus 27. Difference from, let's say, difference from the starting point to Python Park, you must do the very same thing. You just say 42.2 minus 21. You'll find your answer. This is how you calculate the distance. If they happen to ask you a distance between 2 points, just calculate the difference there. So let's look at the first question. It says that Mpho and his colleagues decided to participate in a Buffalo Marathon. The route map of the marathon is indicated in Annexure B. That's what we're studying. Study the map and answer the following question. The first question, it says that write down the Buffalo Marathon end. Oh, where does the Buffalo Marathon end? We discussed about this. We said it end at Buffs. It end at Buffs. It end at Buffs. Number 2, why do you think the organizers of the race have included a half marathon course? So now you have to reason, why do we have a half marathon, not only the full marathon? This one is simple. We can say that is for some runners. Maybe some runners may not be able to complete the full course. Some cannot be able. Some cannot be able to complete full marathon. Some may not be able to complete the full marathon, so obviously they will decide to take the half course, just like you and I. We cannot complete this 42.2 kilometers. We'd rather go for a half marathon, which is 21.1 kilometers. At least we can survive that one, though we are not going to win, you know that. Next question, 2.1.3. It says that what is the distance between Maclean Town and a dairy farm? This one, we just have to calculate the difference, like I told you before. I'm gonna say difference between the two towns. Which town is this one? It talks about Maclean Town. Difference between Maclean Town minus what? The dairy farm. So looking at the map, Maclean Town is written as 39 kilometers. We're gonna have 39 kilometers minus the dairy farm, which is 27 kilometers. Then the final answer here, we get it from the calculator. 39 minus 27, which is 12. 12 kilometers. Get an answer. So 39 kilometers minus 27 kilometers is equals to 12 kilometers. And then 2.1.4, the question says, Moloko started the race at 5 o'clock and reached Python Park at 8:45. Determine the time taken to reach the Python Park in hours. Okay. Time taken. Time taken is going to be a difference between the stated time minus the starting time. It's going to be the difference between the stated time minus started time. So if you look at the time that they have stated here on the question is 8:45. 8:45 minus the time they have stated, it was 05 o'clock. So let's do the difference here. Let's check the difference. We use a calculator. We're having 8, then we press this side. It will give us 8 hours, 45 minutes minus 5 hours and 0 minutes. And we find that it's 3 hours, 45 minutes and 0 seconds. So we are going to write this down. 3 hours, 45 minutes. And then they want our answer to be in hours, not in minutes. So what we need to do here, we know that we already have 3 hours. We can just only deal with this part, the 45 minutes. We convert that 45 minutes to hours. So we're gonna say 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. We know that we are converting what? We're converting 45 minutes to hours. The minutes and minutes cancel each other, and then we do the cross multiplication. We're going to get 60x is equals to 45 hours. And then we divide everything by 60. Divide everything by 60. And then x is now going to be, and then we say 45 divided by 60. We find that our answer is 0.75 hours. 0.75 hours. And then time in hours. Time in hours. Time in hours, we're going to have this 3. Like I said, we're having these 3 hours then. 3 hours plus 0.75 hours. Then the combination of 2 is going to give us 3.75 hours. Then we move to the next question, 1.5, 2.1.5. 2.1.5, it says that determine Mologo's average speed from the starting point to the Python park in kilometers per hour. You may use, they gave us this equation to say we may use distance is equals to average speed multiplied by time. So if we check, they want us to calculate what? They say determine the average speed. So we're going to calculate the average speed. We must play with our equation to be speed as a subject of the formula. We must change this equation to remain with speed as a subject of the formula. So if you look at speed and the time, they're multiplying each other. To make speed the subject of the formula, you just have to divide everything by time. So we are now going to have the speed is equals to distance. Don't forget, distance is in kilometers. Divide by what? Divide by time in hours. We must not forget that. So the distance. Now we must look at the distance between the starting point to Python park. So we just have to say the starting point is 42,2 minus Python park is 21. So the distance that we're going to have there is 21,2 in kilometers. We have 21,2 kilometers divided by the time taken. The time taken, don't forget, we have calculated it in the previous answer. We find that is 3.75 hours. And then from there, just do the calculation to find the answer for this. Just going to get 21,2 divided by 3.75. Then the average speed, it was 5.65 kilometers per hour. This person was running at 5.65 kilometers per hour. That was the average speed of the person. 5.65 kilometers per hour. And then the next question, which is 2.1.6. It says that if Mologo continue to run at the average speed as calculated in question 2.1.5, what time can he be expected to complete the marathon? Now they're saying this person is using the average speed. Calculated in the previous answer, we said is, what was the average speed? We said is 5.65 kilometers per hour. They're saying that it's going to continue using the very same speed. So now we must calculate the expected time for him to complete the marathon. So obviously, if you check, we are still going to use the very same equation whereby it says distance is equals to average speed multiplied by time. So this is the very same equation that we're going to use. But looking at this, we are looking for what? We are looking at time, because they're saying what? At what time? So now we must make time to be the subject of the formula, meaning that we are going to divide everything by average speed. Our equation is now going to be time is equals to distance. Not to forget, our distance is in kilometers, divided by what? The average speed. And our average speed is in what? Kilometers per hour. So there are two ways of dealing with this question, but I'm going to write only one way, one way. So another learner can understand this by continuing with the very same speed from the Python Park to the end of the marathon. So you just have to find the difference between them. So it means that the time, the distance that we're gonna get here is have to be 20. The distance that here you have to substitute here is going to be 21.2. You'll find the time. The time that we're gonna get, you add to the cut-off time, which is 10:30. You'll find the finishing time. But I prefer to use the whole distance, which is 42.2, because this person is not going to change the speed. Is going to use the very same speed from the starting point to the ending point. So I can also determine the ending time, or predict the ending time using the full marathon. So from here, I'm just going to use the full marathon, knowing that the very same person, he was not changing the speed. So my distance here is 42.2 kilometers. Then speed is what we predicted in the previous answer, which is 5.65 kilometers per hour. Then from here, we go to the calculator to find that time. 42.2 divided by 5.65. I find that 7 hours and 47 is 7.47 hours. 7.47 hours. So this person will take 7.47 hours to complete the marathon of 42.2 kilometers. So let's write this in another manner, whereby we must have hours and minutes. So if you look at 0.47 hours, we already know that 7 is going to represent our hours. We are fine with that. So let's convert the decimal numbers to minutes so that we can have hours and minutes, so that we can predict the ending time very well. So in here, the 7 represent our hours. We are fine. So if you take the 7 out, you're going to remain with 0.47 hours. This is what we need to convert to the minutes. How do you convert hours to minutes? We know that 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. What is it that is given? We are given 0.47 hours is equals to x. Hours and hours cancel, and then we do the cross multiplication. We're just going to say 0.47 multiplied by 60. 0.47 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 60. We find the answer is 28 minutes. So the answer here is 28 minutes is equals to x. So our final time, or the expected time, therefore expected time is going to be 7 hours and 28 minutes. And 28 minutes. And 28 minutes. So now let's check. He started at 5 o'clock. He started at 5 o'clock and spent 7 hours, 28 minutes running. So at what time is he going to finish? At what time is he going to finish if we are having something like this? It's very much obviously we are just going to add these two. We just add 7 hours, 28 minutes from 5 o'clock because he started at 5 o'clock. So we can just use your hands or you can just use the calculation. Expected, the started time, it was this one. Expected, let's say expected time to finish is going to be 0.5 plus 7 hours, 28 minutes. Let's check. We're having 5 hours, 0 minutes, plus 7 hours, 28 minutes. So it's going to complete at 12 hours, 28 minutes, which is 28 past 12. 28. 28 past 12. This person is expected to finish at 28 past 12. Next question, which is 2.1.7. 2.1.7, it says that while there is a cut-off time for runners who are participating in a full marathon. I've already explained this one. We said cut-off time, it will eliminate everyone who reached the cut-off time late, if you still remember. So we can just write this one. Cut-off time is a time limit. It's a time limit by which all participants must cross we can say it must cross demarcation. Yes, must cross demarcation. So it's just simple to say that all the participants who are failing to reach a cut-off time on that specified time, they are disqualified. Simple as that. 2.1.8, it says that state one advantage of taking part in a marathon. One advantage of taking part in a marathon, we can say increasing fitness. Increasing fitness. Or you can state other reason. You can meet new people also there. So thank you very much for watching. This is the end of this video. So please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Question must be left on the comment section. I'll attend to them. Thank you very much.